What's up guys, Eric Prey, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Gonna do a little product review on the Jewel Sculpin. A lot of you guys probably are not very familiar with this bait. Jewel's been producing it for years, probably 20-25 years. It's one of the first plastics they ever came out with. They make them in a variety of sizes, 3-inch. This is the 4-inch version right here that I like to use on Table Rock, but the 3-inch version is absolute money over on Taneycomo for trout. But something that a lot of people don't realize is that sculpin are everywhere in our lakes down here. I mean, they're not just in the streams and in the rivers, they are everywhere. And bass feed on them because they're a very easy meal, very easy target. And you fish these on the bottom. So what I usually do with them is I'll fish them on a football jig head without any skirt or anything. The Pee-wee football jig head is a great head to fish them on. And so just any jig head will work. You can Texas rig them, you can Carolina rig them if you want to, but throw the sculpin. It's a very, very good bait. If you're not in this area, these things are dynamite wherever they've got goby, like up in the Great Lakes. But as far as the product works, it's pretty simple. It is a plastic bait. And like I said, I like to rig it on a jig head, just run the jig head through, have the hook come through the back spine, working along the bottom. I'd say I'd give it about a 5 because as a plastic bait, it has a lot of action. The tail has a lot of movement to it. It's kind of a little sickle curl tail with a little tab on the end of it. So it has a lot of movement. The colors are great on them. As far as the key features, obviously the tail is a key feature. The size of the body is great because it will accept just about any type of hook, however you want to fish it with a jig head or anything else. It has a very firm but soft plastic, so it holds a hook very well, stays on a jig head very well. It's very easy to rig with the flat bottom on it. So as far as the key features, I'm going to give it a 5 on that too. What makes it superior to inferior, there's really nobody else has a product like this. There's very few sculpins. You can find some gobies out there, and a lot of guys will drop shot a goby, and I've seen guys drop shot these as well. But as far as a plastic sculpin bait, it really doesn't have a whole lot of competition, so I'm going to give it a 5, being able to beat any of its competition out there. Incredibly user-friendly. You really can't fish these things wrong. I mean, as long as you're working it along the bottom, you're going to catch fish on it. It catches a lot of fish. It accepts dye if you want to dye the tail, but you really can't fish it wrong, especially in the spring when fish are getting pounded with Ned rigs. I like to throw these on a little Ned head jig and drag it on that gravel, and you catch a lot of fish on that. As far as value for the money, they're cheap, guys. They're not very expensive. They're in line with any other plastic bait you're going to throw. It gives you a little bit different look. It's a great bait to throw. Catch a lot of fish on it here on Table Rock. Catch even more fish on it over on Taneycomo. If you're going trout fishing by the smaller one, you can catch a lot of fish on that. Overall rating, I'm going to give it, out of 5 stars, I'm going to give it at least a 4.5, probably a 5, just because it doesn't really have any detriments. It's inexpensive. It works. Great colors, great bait, good value for money, and it really doesn't have a competition. So again, the Jewel Sculpin, great bait, great value. Pick some up, give you a little bit different look on whatever rig you like to throw this time of year, but it works great in the spring, works great in the summer, works great in the fall. Pick some up, check them out. This is Eric Prey, Table Rock Fishing Intel, giving you more tips to catch more fish on Table Rock Lake.